Hello. So today we're going to talk about the Instro CSL, and I think we might have to take a, quite a few videos to go through everything. So depending on how much interest there is in this, we might hang with this for a while. So this oscillator is sort of like if somebody said, I wanted to do everything. I mean, literally everything, and it kind of does that. It has wavefolding, it has basic shapes, it has two different shape cores, it has tons and tons of outputs, it has ring modulation, it has AM, it has rectification, it has pulse width modulation, it has sub oscillations, it has LFO mode, it has internal modulation. Gosh, what else? It has FM. Did I mention that? And you know, this middle section here can function as its own VCA too. So it's a really unbelievable device, and it's sort of forms the center of my work when I do Eurorack stuff because it can sound like so many different things. It takes that Buchla model of the complex oscillator and the modulation oscillator, and it just gives you two complex oscillators that can modulate each other. So just from that design alone, you can do so many things. So let's get started. We have two oscillators. One is a sawtooth core and one is a triangle core. Different strengths and weaknesses in terms of the sound. They are not tuned the same. So, the coarse tuning knobs and the fine tuning knobs don't necessarily line up for them to be in tune with each other. Let's get started. So we have a pulse width modulation output, and I'm just using a simple sequence here. Okay, it has sine waves, two different, and they are sort of amplitude balanced. So the sine waves in this the triangles are a little louder. And there's our sawtooth. We have a wave folding. We'll get back to that. Here's oscillator B. And we can link them together with one button push. We have a sort of pixelated triangle output. We have a square wave output. And it can go 1 octave or 2 octaves below. We have a triangle output. And we have wavefolder outputs. So we have nothing to everything. Kind of starts at a sine wave and gets more and more folded. And then this does heavily depend on the rectifier setting. And two different complex oscillators, basically. So that's a lot. We also have a multiplication output that can do ring modulation, AF or AM, or rectification. So there's our ring modulation, AM. We control the amount. Okay, so pretty unbelievable. We also have internally routed FM and inputs for FM, so you can go from an external source. And the FM sounds really good. Okay, so a ton of stuff just there. We have an LFO mode. So let me take out like square here, and you can hear all the clicks. And the LFO will track. So it's following the sequence I have there right now. So you can see it gives you so many options for sounds. We can combine things together in ways that you wouldn't normally. These inputs are normal to sine waves, I believe. But we could just plug a square wave into there and get ring modulated square waves. We also have, just to show quickly, some internal routing where just take that out. Oops. Plug it into the oscillator. There we go. So now we're modulating wavefolding with the bottom oscillator. Okay, so that's an example of the many, 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 many things you can do with this oscillator. So we'll get started.